Managing Director, Mr. Niranjan Kirloskar, to come and present.
Hello. Jai Shri Ram. Once more. So, before I actually start, let me welcome all of you and all the folks from Sitarganj, Dharwad, Hosur and Jamshedpur. I will start with a story, a fact that has happened in my life, which I don't think many people are aware of, but it needs to be known. A set of people in Fleetguard in the recent past came and told me that, sir, Monday to Friday we will work and you rest. Saturday, Sunday we will rest, you also rest. And I took this message very, very seriously. And I'll tell you why. What I mean by this. Whenever we have these functions, I can sleep the day earlier, or rather the night earlier, without even thinking that there will be any problems tomorrow. Like last evening, I had my 2 glasses of whatever, and I slept very peacefully because I knew one thing for a fact, that everything will be taken care of from pin to piano. And I don't have to worry. Nobody in Fleetguard has to worry about it. So these communiques, these events that happen, AGP conferences, sales conferences, distributor conferences, musical events, whatever events that happen, they are so seamless, they are so flawless, that we don't even realize when we come to that event, come to that venue, as to how much work has gone behind it. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite Piyush, his team, and everybody, whoever has been connected with any event here on the stage. And a standing ovation for these people, please. Everyone, whoever was involved in any of the events. Where are the HR folks? Who are the volunteers at separate invite part 2? So ladies and gentlemen, this is the team which make it happen. Without them, forget all the events. We are not going to enjoy it at all. Not only our folks, but outsiders who have come have called me and told me the flawlessness of the events. Like, for example, the Shan show or Sonu Nigam show. For people to enter those premises is a big, big deal. Not with us. And therefore, Kishore, get me that bag. We have got you gifts. सब अभी तुम एक एक ले लो. तुम्हाला माहितीच असेल काय. I asked Avinash before the program, and I banged the stage. I said, how many people can it take? लेकिन ज़्यादा वजनदार लोग तो है ही नहीं स्टेज पे, थोड़े बहुत ही है. Thank you very much again. Okay, so keep it up. बार ऊपर जाना चाहिए. So what was 2023-24 for us? 3 messages that I want to give first. We have our plant get-together, and I expect that when we have a program at home, we do not invite ourselves. It is automatically understood that you have to come for it. However, there were some confusion, some miscommunication, and people thought that they were not invited for the gatherings. So I would suggest that any plant get-togethers that happen in all these locations or in Pune and wherever, that take interest and come for those functions, irrespective of whether you get the invite or not. But of course, now that will not happen because we have taken care that 3 months in advance the invites will go out. But consider it as a function of your own home, own family. So don't say that I was not called or I didn't know whether I had to come. Don't do that. So that's my first important message. Zero tolerance on behavioral misconduct. Now, when I say behavioral misconduct, I'm not talking about POSA and all that stuff right now over here. I am talking about raising the voice on your colleagues at the work area. I have heard a lot of things. I did not specifically go and talk to those people because I thought that this would be the right platform to let everybody know that raising the voice, using abusive language will not be tolerated. And it's my request to everyone, each and every colleague of mine, employee in FeedGuard, that if at all you face such a thing by your boss or from your colleague, call me. You have my number. Message me, call me, email me, whatever. But please raise your voice. If somebody misbehaves with you, screams at you, gets angry at you in your workplace. So learn to talk politely, just the way I talk with everybody. क्यों हंस रहे हो? No abusive language except one privilege for me, that I can use bench talks. That is given. No complaints about that. But take this message seriously. This is a very important thing. Yes, there are going to be disagreements in the organization, in the meetings, but ensure that you are calm, you do not scream at the others, and especially on your juniors. I do not want to hear that again in this organization. And the victims, if they do not raise their voice or raise their complaint to me, then I will not be able to help you because I cannot be in each and every meeting in FeedGuard. So I expect people to raise their voice. I will guarantee you, rather I am guaranteeing you that you will be protected. Nothing is going to happen against you. But to improve the organization, we must take that initiative. That's the second important message. Third, diversity and inclusion initiative. Now, when I say diversity, we were talking about ESG coming in now and how many female employees we have. And you will be quite surprised that on my own team, I do not have a lady. So whether I have the right to give this Bhashan Baji about diversity and women inclusion, so we are going to start working on it. We are already working on it. But our goal now, going ahead, right now in 2024, we have around 50 lady employees, 60. In the next 4 years, we want to make it 200 plus. And from this moment, whoever are the recruiters in HR, if the job is suitable for a lady, for a female employee, I want female employees to be recruited. When I say capability of that lady means I'm not talking about her capability. I'm talking about the job security, because I don't want a female employee in the aftermarket, with the mechanics. That's a big safety issue, which I do not want to take a risk. Or in the plants for the third shift, I will not take that risk. So we have considered a few departments where I feel that we can easily recruit female employees without any problems. So achieve 20% gender diversity in 4 years. And these are the departments that we are talking about: engineering, quality assurance, finance, technical marketing, legal, administration, marketing, and corporate communications. For whatever applications, or if you are interviewing somebody today, if you have already committed to a male candidate, that's fine. Whatever you have committed, don't go back on it. But from now on, please ensure that we have female employees only. So these were the 3 important messages for this particular year, and I want to see it happening in the future. So what is the story now? Let me repeat the story. Who am I? Oh, and you can say it. Kaluram. What Kaluram used to do? He used to repeat, sir, Xerox, sir, copy. Remember Kaluram? So what is the story? You know this story. Correct? Till now we are yet humble in spite of the size that we have achieved. At least I feel so. And I've seen it. Fleetguard is respected in the market. Fleetguard is respected in the OEMs. Fleetguard is respected by the employees. Fleetguard is respected by the social arena that we survive in. So I want that to continue. We need to be humble. We need to be on the ground. We cannot be arrogant at all. As I said, we can agree to disagree, but there is a method and way to say it. So this is repetition which I will be repeating every year. So Cummins filtration is now Atmos. Most of you know it, but now it is official as of 14th of March. Cummins filtration is now Atmos Filtration Technologies, and we are no more a part of the Cummins group. However, for Fleetguard or for any of us, it does not matter. There is no difference. Atmos is now our partner, 50% partner, and for us, there is nothing to worry about. No change for us. Our company will run in the same fashion, in the same manner which it used to. So what are the expansion? So no change in, as I said, no change in business for FCL. Now expansion and focus areas. Second, exploitation of existing markets. We are already working on that. In the hydraulic segment, in the industrial segment, in the gap segment, in the aftermarket, with the OEMs, whatever product, if we are just giving a filter, we are trying to give systems now, which we have already migrated to it, and we shall continue to do that, definitely. We are also now exploring new markets for growth, which is not automotive. It can be food and beverages, it can be pharma, it can be blood filtration, it can be water filtration, and there are many more. Wherever there is air, wherever there is liquid, there is filtration. As simple as that. Right now we are sitting in this room, in the air conditioners there is a filtration going on, which is known as HVAC. So wherever filters are required everywhere. Everywhere. So on that one, the exploring of new markets, I wanted to give a message. Anyone feels that they want a change and that they would like to explore the new markets and change their role, they are most welcome to come and talk to me. Any department, it doesn't matter, as long as you have the attitude. So if anybody wants a new opportunity, we are starting from a clean slate over here in the new markets. We do not know anything about the new markets. I know that there is filtration, but what kind of filtration people are working on it? Ratnakar is working on it. Mr. Gokhale is working on it. But we are going to need a force, and first priority I would like to give from within the organization, because they know our culture, they know how we operate, rather than getting people from outside. So anybody from finance is interested, doesn't matter, from engineering, from HR, whatever department, doesn't matter what you have studied or what role are you doing right now. So if anybody is interested, do let me know. Safety, we are very tough on it, you all know it. And on safety, I would like to quote an example here, that a person was walking and he fell off the staircase. I have seen in the office people still talking on the phone and walking. And when they see me, they suddenly stop over there. I have seen people, you may not know, but sometimes I get off my car before even coming to office, and I just stand outside the gate somewhere, and I see people come there on their two-wheelers, wear their helmets, and then enter. I've seen that too. And I've caught them too. So do not please do this. You are not doing this for me, or you're not doing this for the organization. You are doing it, you're not doing this for your family either. You are doing this for yourself. If you're not bothered about your safety, then it is a big problem in the company, because then you are not serious about it at all. So please do not do it. Next time I catch someone, I will see what to do at that particular moment. So please wear helmets, do not talk on the phone while walking, sit in one place, sit on the staircase, doesn't matter, and talk. No issues, but don't walk. I know of a person who used to talk on the phone and he walked for around 1.5 kilometers. And from our own office, he reached Pariyar Chowk, and then he realized that he is at Pariyar Chowk. So that's the way it happens when you are really engrossed in some discussion on the telephone. You never know what will happen. Internet safety. You know about the cybercrime. You know how serious it is. You know what frauds and scams are going on. Just be careful about it. Of course, there are people who have sent me only yesterday I have received a message, my own name, and I only received a message, Niranjan, please call me. So I said, this scamster is a novice, definitely. I see my own photo, I see my own name, and I then a message that I should call him back. Because I am in a meeting. Second, internet things that are happening nowadays is people calling you, portraying themselves as police or a ED officer or an excise officer or CBI officer, and then, example, somebody calls me and says, Poonam is arrested and you better come here immediately. You have to pay 50,000 rupees, then you can release her. So I told him, please keep her arrested. Jokes apart, but if you get such calls about your dear ones, because that is the way these guys play on your psychology. You tend to get scared, you tend to get nervous, and you will immediately in that flow, you will take some action which is detrimental to you. So the first thing you do is, whoever's name he takes, that such a guy or such a girl has been arrested, first give that person a call and verify and get it confirmed as to where he or she is. Because that is a very common thing nowadays which is happening. Very common, everywhere. So don't fall for any traps. Electricity bills, do not fall for the trap. Postman, do not fall for the trap. Courier guys. Think for 5 minutes whether you have actually ordered something. People now are asking for OTPs when you have not ordered anything. You never even know what is going to happen with them. So if you get a call and you think it is doubtful, think for 5 minutes and do not take any actions whatsoever. Everything is a scam nowadays. So just be careful, because there are a lot of cases which are happening now and people are getting duped. So these are the cyber cases around, so many of them, other Poonamalas and Jamtara scams, and all these scams are going on day in and day out. Around 1.55 million cases are being reported. So you can avoid that. If you are cautious, you can definitely avoid it. But if you get nervous and if it plays on your mind, you have an issue. So just keep this in mind. Again, let me repeat. If you think that this call was something doubtful, get it verified. Your electricity will be cut. Please make payment. Do not do it. Don't do it. So these are the details. Of course, in Fleetguard, we have that department where we have to immediately inform them that such a thing has come, either email or a WhatsApp. So you do not have to, but in case you want to file a complaint, this is the National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. So cybercrime.gov.in, just note it down in case you want to report. But our IT is already there who's doing this. So even if it's a personal thing, give it to IT. Doesn't matter. We will take care of it. So our turnover and sales, this has been our turnover. We ended at 2175 in 2023, and in 24 we missed it by 25. We did try hard to get to 2,500, but you all know we do not push in the market just to achieve a target. We do not do it. We don't want to do it, ever. We want to remain a TOC company. We want to work on the replenishment model only. How to increase that sale? We will take care of that by creating more and more demand. But this is where we ended. And my dream, as Akanksha said, dream, dare, deliver, is that in the next 3 years, we should be able to double these sales. And it is possible. I am telling you, it is possible. Even at 9:30 p.m., if somebody calls me, I'll still say the same thing. Okay? This is possible with the strategies that we are having, the tactics that we are going to have, the new markets that we are going to enter into. This can happen, this will happen. Now, this is a very important subject. Now, I will tell you the trend first. What is happening in the market right now? OEMs, all of them, each one of the OEM, you name it, Cummins, Tata Motors, Leyland, Daimler, Eicher, you name the OEM. Earlier, the discount on the turnover that they used to expect was on the incremental sale. Correct? So if Tata Motors has purchased filters worth 100 rupees, and next year you consider an organic growth of 10%, so 110, then anything above 110, so let us say they make 115, so on 5 rupees, we used to give a turnover discount, which was on the incremental growth. On that 5 rupees, it can be 2%, 3%, 4%, doesn't matter. That is irrelevant right now. Now, they are singing another song, all of them. And what are they doing now? They have come to us, and in fact, on the 16th, I have a meeting in Leyland, Chennai, on the same topic, that they want the discount from rupee 1. Nothing to do with incremental sale. So if I do 100 rupees sale, I want a discount. If I do a sale of 90 rupees, I still want a discount. So do you understand what this means? Which it means that it is as good as, at the end of the day, a price reduction at the end of the year. Period. So we have lost from the profits. Now, there are two options here. One, refuse them, which I don't think is a wise decision to do. Two, we accept it. However, the money that we are going to lose now because of this, because in order to retain business, we will have to spend that kind of money to retain business. Otherwise, they're going to go to the competition. Competition may agree. Because we work on a percentage basis of 20% on sales. That is the profit ratio that we are talking about. In the automotive market, it is unheard of, especially in a commodity market. If it is a very high niche technology market product, then it's a different thing. But here we are talking about a commodity. In a commodity, earning a PBT of 20% is very difficult, whereas our competitors are willing to work on 2% and 3%. That is what they are doing. So if Fieldguard's price is 10 rupees, they are going in the market and saying, we will give it for 5 rupees. That is what they are trying to do. However, the question now that would come to our mind is, then why is it that we still have that market share with the OEMs or in the aftermarket or OEs? It's a very simple thing. It is TOC methodology that we have, the delivery levels that we have, the quality levels that we have, the response level that we have. Because of this, the various plants that we have, once an order is given by a OEM, they do not have to bother anymore about the deliveries from Fleetguard once the order is placed, because we work on a replenishment model. In spite of this, we will have to do this, because in any OEM, there is no continuity, right? There's no continuity. The person keeps on changing. If you see Ashok Leyland in the last 3 years, this is the third managing director that I'm meeting. So there is no continuity. So whoever feeds him something, that becomes a problem for us. That Fleetguard is very arrogant. They do not accept our discount structure. They do not accept this. They do not accept that. We cannot afford to do that anymore. We are in a world where competition is also going to catch up. So we need to ensure, not ensure, but we will have to give in what is the percentage, etc., that will be negotiated with the OEMs, but we are going to lose money. Now, if we are going to lose money, we need to recover it from somewhere else. Right? So there are two revenue streams which are very obvious. One is sales. Two is our internal costs, which is, now I am not saying cost cutting over here. Please remember this. I'm not talking about cost cutting at all. I am talking about efficiencies, internal efficiencies, the supply chain, the raw material reduction. Therefore, we have celebrated enough success in Fleetguard. Correct? Do you agree? Let us start celebrating failures also. It does not matter. Take higher targets. Even if it is reduction in raw material, take a target of 100 crores, 200 crores. Sales, aftermarket, gap, hydraulics, industrial. If you are taking a target of just a 20% increase, don't do that. Take a target of 50%, 60%. We will fail, does not matter at all. Nobody is going to hold you by your collar. Remember that. No one. But take bigger targets. If you do not take bigger targets, it will not be a very long period of time when this 20% PBT will come down to 10% PBT. Which means, what it means to all of us, lesser capability of investing in newer technologies, newer plants, newer markets, our increments, our appraisals, everything will get affected. So, it is the responsibility of every person in Fleetguard to go for bigger targets, as the theme is also the same. Dream big, then dare and deliver. So do not be scared. Again, do not be scared of taking a higher target. Please take higher targets. I am with you, even if you fail. Don't worry. If you succeed, your success. If you fail, I take that responsibility. And if the day you fail, we will go to a bar. And we will celebrate that failure. And we will try to learn from it as to where we went wrong and what should be done so that we can achieve that bigger target. For example, raw material reduction. Let us take a target of 200 crores to reduce raw material. Ideas will come out. But if we take smaller targets like 5 crores and 6 crores, no ideas are going to come out ever. If we take bigger targets like 200 crores, then obviously new ideas will come out, maybe product change, newer materials, newer designs, whatever. But let us commit ourselves today. Eko aa raha hai. Let us commit ourselves today that we take bigger targets. Are you all with me on this? I want to listen to a big yes. Let us work on that. Let us start working on it. Let us review our targets. Because if we have to retain the OEM and OES business, remember one thing, whichever market that we try to get into, newer markets I'm talking about, F&B, pharma, whatever, it is never going to be as big as the automotive market. Never. F&B, it will be maximum you will get 300, 400 crores. Pharma, you will get maximum 300, 400 crores. Maximum. Not beyond that. Because they are not so big markets. Because the filtration life over there is very long. Unlike the automotive industry, where an air filter needs to be changed in 100,000 kilometers, oil filter needs to be changed in 80,000 kilometers. In the process industry or the water filtration industry, you are not going to get that kind of sales. Volume I am talking about. Profitability, yes, you will get. Definitely you will get. But not the volume. Therefore, the idea is very simple. Whatever, if in order to retain the OEM and OES business and not let the competition get in, we will have to agree to that discount structure of theirs. Now, how do we convert that money that we have lost into profit? Newer market, taking higher targets in the aftermarket and independent channel of our own, and the newer markets. Therefore, so what is the way forward? So this has been the CV production. It is a public domain. So 29% is the growth in CV. That is why we have also grown. And we have outgrown the industry also. So these are all the numbers which are in the public domain. This is the MHCV, LCV. This is the non-auto production. Power gen, industrial. Now, when I say let us take bigger targets, I am talking about these particular segments that we are already there right now. So there is not much to be done in these segments. Exploitation is required. How we can sell more to these customers, because more this increases, we are going to get more profits, which then can subsidize the OEM and OES loss that we are going to incur. So new products and solution as the move worlds towards electrification. Now these are the things that by 2050 with new initiatives, all these technologies will come into play. But my guess is even on electrification or EV, I personally do not feel that the segment that we are operating in, EVs, will make a lot of impact. I have my own doubts. The vehicles that I drive or you drive or the two-wheelers that we ride definitely will go to electrification. There is no doubt about that. The intra-city transportation will go to electrification, definitely. Last spoke, which is the small ACE, when the material comes from somewhere to Pune and then it has to go to PCMC or market yard or whatever, that all will go to electrification. But the long haul vehicles, I do not feel that they will go on electrical EV so quickly. So we need not worry on that front. As far as the other technologies are concerned, which is mentioned over here, biofuel and fuel and lube modules, valve cover, integrated solution, ICE, that is H2 ICE, hydrogen, basically. Fuel cell and solution for BEV. Now, valve cover, I don't know, I think we spoke about this last year, that we have now developed the valve cover in plastic for Eicher to start with, and we are working with other OEMs also. So that is how we have managed to increase our profitability and increase our sale by increasing the value of the product to the OEMs, like from a filter to a module, from a air filter to a air intake system. So that is what this is all about. Now these are our technological advances. The fuel modules, lube oil modules, and this is the filtration solutions for hydrogen ICE. Now I am assuming everybody knows ICE, baraf mat samajhna. Internal combustion engine. So today, whatever engines we have in the market, they are all internal combustion engine running on either diesel or petrol. Now, this will run on hydrogen. Trials are going on. Reliance is working on it. Reliance has how many? Around 25 vehicles. Parag 25. Around 25 vehicles running with our products on it. And it is going well. So we will have that. We already are working, which is known as the ERCV. Atmos has been helping us on this. There was a training which happened in Compare around 2 months ago. Our 14, 15 people had gone there. So I'll tell you one more story about that. In Europe, if you buy warm beer, you get it cheaper. So what our team did was, they bought warm beer and they kept it outside their windows. And in around 5 minutes, they used to be at -10. So that is the innovation. If you show in Fleetguard also, we can solve this problem of 100 crores. So this is a fuel cell technology now. Now I don't know how much technical I can explain in this, but it is filtration at the end of the day. But I mean, basic filtration is the same. There are different kind of products over here. Like there are cathodes in this, there are particulate filters in this. Some different kind of technology as far as manufacturing of the filter is concerned. So this is the next technology that is going to come into India or worldwide, and we are working on it. By the way, Japan has already moved to fuel cells or H2 already. They don't believe in EV as of now. So if Japan is doing it, slowly and gradually the world follows normally. So this is the air cleaner assembly export for electric truck and air compressor brakes application. This is also what we are working on right now. This is also very promising, but again, same automotive market. Maybe next year when we meet again, we will have something in the new markets to talk about. But today we are too raw to talk about it. So all what I am talking about the new things over here, it is all automotive market in which we are present today. Filtration solution for biodiesel restricted by Mr. Dham. So I cannot talk about it. Aftermarket new product launches. Now, let me tell you, aftermarket is a very, very important segment for us on the bigger scale. Because in aftermarket, we control our own destiny, especially for the products where we are not OEM first. So we have no pressure, we have no restriction whatsoever as to what the pricing of the filters should be or the pricing of the product should be. Right? So therefore we are focusing on aftermarket more and more now. We are launching newer products which can help us grow more, faster, and to our dream of doubling the sales in the next 3 years is possible through that particular channel. So in the new launches, so this is the first new launch that we are doing. So we were never in the pass car business. And as a strategy, we have decided not to go for the OEM first fit at all, but concentrate and focus on the aftermarket so that we can have our own tactics, own strategy. We do not have to shake hands or join hands with any of the OEMs as to what the pricing should be, how it should be sold, what brand it should be sold. Everything is restricted. And this has a huge market. Definitely this has a huge market. Now how we exploit this, that we are working on it. And these are some of the few of the filters. DEF, AdBlue, NEC filters, they are called, total 20 part numbers. Now DEF, as you all know, diesel exhaust fluid for BS6 and above, or rather few vehicles in BS4 also. Bharat Stage 4, Bharat Stage 6, which is basically Euro 4, Euro 6. All of these vehicles need DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, which we are already selling in the market. But now, in addition to that, we have also developed these particular filters, DEF AdBlue filters. So there are again total part 20 numbers. Now, I look to Mr. Rai to ensure that next communique, we will be able to tell people over here that with these 60 part numbers, we did a sale of 400 crores. I know I have not taken a higher target, but I'm sure you can do it. Huh? No problem. So this is a new launch that we are having now, in addition to the 60 part numbers, which is the coolant, oat coolant 3 part numbers, and oat coolant pink coolant 3 part numbers. So day before yesterday, I think, or last week, we thought that this being a pink color, somebody was wearing pink in that room. So we said, okay, let's name this coolant pinky. But then we dropped the idea. Now I don't know what is it going to be called. So I am done on this. I will ask Sanjay to take over. But messages, the most important messages, let me repeat them. One, do not wait for invites for our own functions. Everybody knows what is happening in PD Guard. The intel is so fantastic that even when I'm going to Nandur, the political people over there first come to know that I'm coming, even before I've reached. I get a call, "Arey, sir, tumhi yeta hai na, aplan jara bhetu." So our intel is fantastic. Two, no screaming, no shouting, and if you think that somebody has screamed at you or raised a voice at you or used abusive language, Whether you are right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Please raise it to me. Because we have to ensure that this culture doesn't exist of shouting. You can always tell your boss, no, I do not agree. 200% of the time, Piyush always disagrees with me. That is why I'm wearing this. And I told him half of my energy goes away. But वो अच्छी तरह से बात करता है. Third message was female diversity. So recruiters in HR start looking for female candidates from today, from now on. Whatever you have shortlisted, forget about them. But for the future, ensure that you hire female employees only. Okay? Thank you very much.
Okay, good afternoon. Yeah. So, इनके का डोज जरा ज़्यादा था क्या? हेवी था? थोड़ा लाइट करते हैं. No, if you ask इनके 2 minutes down the line, he will tell you, दिल पे मत ले यार. दिमाग पे ले. The दिमाग has to work. That is the message that he has tried to give. So it's little lighter side of or softer side of the business that I am going to talk about as I usually do. So there are maybe 2-3 topics that I am going to cover, and I am going to talk in English, Hindi, whatever I am comfortable with. So this is a thing to start with. So can anybody tell me what is our punchline for CSR initiative? भूल गए? हाँ? Building social capital. So this is the tagline. So this is something which we have tried to work around in all of these years. I think last about 5, 6, 7 years. Things got intensified, especially after government started this 2% stuff on CSR, where we have to keep aside 2% of the profit over average 3 years to be used for CSR activity. So this is something which is, I think, we are really enjoying and taking a lot of pride in doing. Okay. So these are the 4 pillars around which the whole activity is kind of circled around. And then we will talk about a few of them. So this is basically the way forward, or the thing that the project that we are working on. So read this for a couple of seconds. And the focus obviously is on girl education, environment, community, and all of stuff like that. So this is about education and promotion of art and culture. So this is something which we have tried to do all across all the plants. If you see now, obviously the focus is more on Nandur and Pune for obvious reasons, where we have large community of people working for us in those areas. But then we are trying to go beyond Pune and Nandur and Loni and all of that stuff. Uh, so this is something which, for example, a lot of work has been done on women or girls where hygiene management is there, blood donation, health camps are conducted, and the results obviously are very, very worrying. I mean, let me tell you, things are improving, but very slowly. I mean, if you go, say, about 40, 45 kilometers, 50 kilometers away from Pune, it's not that we are living in a metro, so things are going to be very beautiful. I mean, things are going to be okay, even if you go travel a distance. But then things are not like that. I mean, to our surprise, a lot of things have happened in, or we have come to know, which are not very encouraging. बहुत सारे issues हैं वहाँ पे, मतलब लोगों को even basic needs and basic health issues they are not aware of. So this is something which our CSR team is trying to do. Environment and legal local community infrastructure is something which is another part of it. Mainly, one of the focus areas that we are covering here is obviously the plantation. There are a lot of issues around basic, as I said, health, and then even health means not only about medical, health in the sense sports or gym or such basic facilities are not there. So that is something which we are trying to work on. Employee engagement is something which we have started a lot in these CSR activities, and there is still some space to go, but then we have done a pretty good job. Priyanka, nice work, Hole. But we are not still there. Okay, so as I said, a lot of other plants contribution is there. So about 91% of the total employees have participated in CSR activities, but 9% have not. So this number is not a great sign. However, we know generally the typical issues wherever this pertains to mainly about people who are working in aftermarket, जिनको इतना टाइम नहीं मिलता क्योंकि वो मार्केट में रहते हैं ज़्यादातर. They don't get a chance to come back and hit back to the workplace and then engage into any CSR activity. However, I'll work with Tarun. I think people have already started talking to them, and we have to bridge this gap of 9%. Next year, I want this to be 100%, very close to 100%. I think this is not a very good sign because we have been consistently talking about it for last many years. Okay, so look at this number 582 and 575. So 582 was a number that pertained to last year, where out of 1812 companies all over who are doing any CSR activities, our number was 582. Now the number of companies have gone up in 1 year from 1812 to 19043. So some more number has got into this whole space. However, our number has got down from 582 to 575. So the number which is coming down is good for us. So हमारा number 582 तक था. हम लोग we have now gone about 6-7 places up, and now we are at 575. So there are 574. So there are 574 companies doing a better job than us. So the message is this. All right, but we will go there. So for that, if you see the upper number, is 55 million, 56 million. This is directly linked to the profits. So if that number has to go to maybe whatever 200, then you can imagine the kind of profit we will earn. So that has got connection with the profit or profitability. So that is where we want to go. Okay. So last time we declared awards, all right, and then there was a criteria for declaring awards. obviously number 1, number 2, and probably number 3. Um, the, the bad news is that nobody got first prize. This is the team, these are the people, couple of people who got second prize, both, but not the first one. So there is some criteria which was circulated to all of you. And then this is the first year, obviously, but then this habit has to get inculcated in all of us. So I'll once again would like to take you through the criteria. All right. So go through this carefully. I'll give you 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You read this because this is very important. The idea has to evolve around 3 important principles. And then this is the criteria. The idea has to be unique, obviously practical and financially sustainable, and it should have a significant social impact. And I'm sure, I mean, with more and more participants, there are a lot of enthusiasm, by the way, in this. But then the idea has to be better. Try and work it around. It's just for circling back on the criteria. Sustainability is something which is now going to be buzzword, and I'm going to come to that so in case very briefly refer to that, and that is ESG, which is the next thing that is going to come. Now, this is the benefit of our CSR activity. Look at the picture on your right, which looked like maybe 2019, and look at the jungle in 2023. So the land which used to look like this, now looking like that. So this is what we want to do. Now what typically happens is that once you fund a project for such kind of stuff, they just fund it, they do a basic plantation, and probably they forget about it. So there are some other issues that they have to focus. But what we do is, we keep on following that up and make sure that actually what has been, where we have actually invested, gets a much better picture after 2-3 years down the line. So this is what we have done everywhere. So now this is 100% sustainability. So we have not given pictures here where we have anywhere between about 85 to 100%. So if you see other projects, you will see about 85%, 90%, 95%. This is the best on the lot. That's why this picture is presented here. Yeah. So this is something which is going to be a thing of the future, and is going to really touch our lives deeply. Something which is not known to all of us right now, but we have started getting a feeler, or getting feelers, where this is really going to be very impactful in the future. So ESG is what? Environmental, social and corporate governance. So this is something which is about the whole initiative. So we are supposed to be very responsible as a citizen, as a corporate citizen or a normal citizen. And there are some things that we will have to do compulsorily. The situation right now is that the companies which are only publicly traded, जिनके share stock exchange पे trade होते हैं, though only those companies are supposed to be following this very strictly. Ours is a private limited company. Our shares are not listed on stock exchange. So therefore, this is not actively applicable to us. However, we have our customers. You take Tata Motors, Cummins, Ashok Leyland, Eicher, Mahindra and Mahindra. All of these customers have their shares traded on the stock exchange. So this has already started coming to us, where they are asking us to do a lot of things. Now 3-4 years down the line, the situation may come where, if we do this in a fantastic way, compliance everywhere, that is going to really benefit us immensely. As far as when the priority for the supplier is going to be chosen. If we, on the other hand, if we don't do it, then probably that might impact our business in future. So this is something which is very, very seriously followed. Now we have already started doing something. We had our own basic workshops and a lot of, we have been talking about it a lot. So hopefully this, and then we are obviously going to have a CFT because this is going to, as I said, touch upon all the functions in the organization. So this is, for example, now, this is how this is going to impact us. Again, the same thing. For example, if I want to travel, this is not going to happen in near future, but maybe 3 or 4 years down the line. If I have to travel, then obviously somebody is going to question me, what is the amount of fuel I'm going to burn? So what is the alternate option for me to travel? Whether I have to really travel or not. So such issues, I mean, this is something which is very basic, but then there are a lot of questions that business community is going to be asked. So this is going to be very important. By the way, I'll tell you, I mean, since this is really going to be important in future, I have a tip for you. Somebody wants to do a career in this particular field. Maybe your kids. Now, I'm not expert in this whole field, but then just go and check back whether such career opportunities are available in this area. Because maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years, we will have dearth of experts, somebody who is actively doing this. So right now it is not on the horizon much, but then suddenly 5 years down the line, everybody is going to check whether who is the expert on ESG. So this can be a career maybe for kids of you, maybe somebody who is young, and there could be now then those courses are going to come where people are going to be, the kids are going to be in demand. So just check back. This is going to be very important. Now, this is something which we have been doing subconsciously, but we will give it a lot of impetus. So there are 2 aspects of it. One is training and development hai, and we have now started calling it learning and development also. Well, learning is on the employee, training is on the company. So we have now, right now we have said it's a training, T&D. Now, these are generally the areas where we are going to have these trainings lined up. All right, but there could be some other factors also in training. So training and development is really going to be a very important thing for us. All right, one thing about this training development, so just a thought came to my mind. So generally, typically what happens is, so there are, see, what typically people think is when a financial activity or finance question is asked, a manager, and that it is not happening to only Indian managers. I have seen many Western managers also, वो जो finance का है ना वो accountant देखेगा, legal का है ना legal का आदमी देखेगा, engineer है ना मेरे को कुछ समझता नहीं है technology में, वो technology का आदमी देखेगा. Now this is something which is not good according to me. So what we have started thinking about is, there are couple of courses that we are going to start, and then this is something which even engineers can think, and I have already spoken to some of the senior guys here. We are starting something like finance for non-finance. Okay, it is very important. As I said, वो finance का है ना accountant देखेगा, वो मत करो. And then क्योंकि आप सब, see, scientists has a lot of knowledge about technology, but when it comes to everyday managing your home and answering the questions of your wife, sometimes that gets you in trouble. So you should also be aware of this. So finance for non-finance, then some of the legal for non-legal. For example, अगर आपको इंडिया में रहना है तो कहाँ भी रहना है तो लीगल नॉलेज होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. आई रिमेंबर अरुण साहब टेलिंग मी, एंड ही हैज, आई डोंट नो व्हाट एज ऑफ मे बी 50-55, he took a course in law. If you are going to tell somebody that I did not know the law, that is not acceptable. So ignorance of law is not an excuse. So training and development mein, the new thinking that we are going to do is give some basic training to people who are engineers on legal and financial, and an accountant typically क्या बोलता है और legal आदमी बोलता है सीधे ये technology है ना जरा तरुण दाम को पूछो मेरे को पता नहीं, but however these people also should know what is the technology, basic technology in the products, what we do, where we do it, why something is happening. So generally there could be streams where we have decided to impart those training courses to people, where it balances out, be on commercial side, be on technology side, engineering side. So this is something which is going in my mind, and I'm going to closely work with you guys, HR guys, and then we'll take it forward. But then this is a thought that just keep back at the back of your mind. So somebody who is interested, just let me know or let anybody know from HR that you want to enroll. And I think Devkar is, we are rolling out first batch of over 12-15 people on finance for non-finance. So you can contact Sandeep Devkar for that. So this is something new that you also think about it. We will design courses at different levels. Okay. So team building is something which we are all giving focus from this year onwards, and we have covered 2 plants so far. Team building is nothing but knowing your colleagues outside of the workplace. Generally when you meet your colleague and your managers, whatever, so you generally keep on talking about the work basically. So this is something where we take people out. It's a CFT based activity basically. So a lot of cross-functional teams come together and they engage into any social activity or something which is not related to work. It's about knowing your colleague more. I think people are generally very happy, and Vaibhav is actively taking a lot of interest himself when it comes to plant management. And then I'm getting a lot of good vibes about it. So I think we are going to cover the next 2-3 plants, and this is going to happen every year, by the way. So just look forward to this. This is very, very interesting. Now, internal communication, external communication. Look, what has happened is that we are an engineering company, a manufacturing company. So what we used to think was, ये क्या अपना फिल्टर कंपनी है, हम लोग ये जाके क्या करेगा, तरुण मनीष जाके उस टाटा मोटर के इंजीनियर को मिलेगा, उस एसपीडी में मिलेगा, इंजीनियरिंग में मिलेगा, क्या है, whatever he needs, we will develop the product accordingly and give it to. So it's going to be B2B, business to business is something which we were generally had this mindset. But every company have to think about when it's about the image, the brand image of the company, the image and the name of the company. So we should not restrict ourselves only to B2B type of a culture. उसमें हम लोग अगर if we encompass ourselves into this particular narrow passage, then it's not going to work. For example, when somebody comes for an interview, आजकल के बच्चे, it's good thing, they already prepared and they know a lot about the organization. When they go to and visit the social media or wherever they want to, they get very nice information about the company. But if we are not going to publish it out, then nobody is going to know about it. So B2B वाला जो culture था, business to business, टाटा मोटर्स है, हमको सिर्फ OEM से बात करनी है या फिर मैकेनिक से बात करनी है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से बात करनी है, रिटेल से बात करनी है, बस अपना ब्रांड इमेज और अपना थिंकिंग इससे ज़्यादा हमारा नहीं जाता था. पर हम लोग we have decided to come out of that circuit, and this is very important. So you will see a lot of this stuff in years to come. It's very, very important. Public relations are very important. You see the comparison. Now this is obviously where we outreach We were maybe 5 barely, 40. Now look at this pie chart. Look at the competition. The share of voice, because of the effort that Piyush and his team is taking over the last about couple of years. Lidgard Filtrum has featured into 70%, 78% of the total public outrage of the public appearances that have happened in comparison to our competition. So this is what we want. We want a lot of people to know about us. Forget about, any housewife who has nothing to do with filtration must know that there is a company called Lidgard Filters which is doing a lot of activity, which is generally doing good for the society and for the business. This is very important for us. We have started realizing this, and so we are going to take this up very strongly in future. ये मीडिया प्रेजेंस यही है, तो इनके आई थिंक इज वेरी वेरी एक्टिव नाउ डेज, एंड ये उनका तो मतलब बहुत सारा दिमाग खाता है निरंजन का. Niranjan is already generally a lot of times engaged in an interview. So here is where he has always featured. This is where our score stands as of now on social network enhancement. So this is about enhancement. There's a lot of impetus, a lot of push is to be given. If you see LinkedIn, if you see इसको क्या 29,000 followers है. I mean, I'm not generally talking about the balance 3 because ठीक है, मतलब social media is where is not very active. I mean, not active in business sense, but then LinkedIn is somewhere where people they talk generally only about the business. But then if you see the followers, they're following 29,000 is a very, very mediocre number. If you really see, अपना plan है about, I mean, how many, lot of people we are engaging as a direct employees, indirect employees, our suppliers, their families, their relatives. So if you really see the lives that we are impacting is huge. And the presence that we have pan-India basis, and the stakeholders that we work with, वो government के लोग हैं, अपने supplier है, customer है, जो भी है. In that context, this 29,000 is a very, very mediocre number. And Piyush, I think we have already engaged in conversation about this. This number has to look much bigger than what it is today. We are right now not harping on the balance one, although on YouTube we have grown the actors from the company, so we are very active on YouTube now. Mrunal has her own YouTuber, Mrunal Dakshini has her own YouTube channel, so we probably will have our own YouTube channel sometime. But this is something which we'll have to work a lot on LinkedIn, where the following has to go up in connection with what I said, that B2B is something which we are not going to restrict ourselves to. Okay, so this is again the same thing in connection with the public appearances sort of. And these are various areas where we have got certification. So couple of these coming from the customer. We got most preferred workplace award, one award from BAML. So this is it's getting activated now. You will see a lot of those, more and more photos in future. Code of conduct is something which I spoke about last time. So far, there has not been anything which is very alarming. We have some stuff going on POSH. Pranali is helping us. So I guess there are no serious issues. However, code of conduct is something I again wanted to tell all of you that be serious about it. NK mentioned, and we are getting our code of conduct certification signed from each and every employee every year. My only message to all of you is, while you are signing it, go through the document again and be responsible for your signature. Take your signatures very, very seriously. Whenever you are signing those code of conduct, read it, ask yourself a few questions, some things you may not be knowing. For example, some of your relative is doing business with us. So be very alert, very active about this. We don't want anything to go wrong anywhere, particularly on behavioral issues. So you know what it is. हो गया? All right. So what else? So last time ये मेरा presentation हुआ क्या? वो करता हूँ. अच्छा. So last time I spoke about the year of retirement extension. Okay, so we extended it from 55 to 58. This year, from 58, there is no change. Nothing is going to happen. Otherwise, 30 साल के बाद इसी हॉल में पता नहीं क्या होगा. Because if we keep on extending it every 2 years anyway. Now, we are not doing anything on age of retirement right now. However, you see, NK talked about a sales target, and then we had internally with our senior team, we had thought of giving some bonuses to employees if we hit a target of 2,500 crores, which we have missed. So what to do? But then, even if we have missed it, for a few short efforts, we have decided to still go ahead with what the plan was. So we will, after this successful and whatever we have done, fantastic effort, we have decided to give a 1-month CTC to all the employees. So, but then वो hit and miss मत करो यार. वो every time अगर हम लोग ऐसे करते रहे तो बोलेंगे कि नहीं यार hit miss भी होता है तो भी ये होना ही है. So take it seriously, whatever NK has spoke to you about. So this is the gratitude from all of us, for all of us. We love it. We love you all. Okay, all right. Just before concluding, just one announcement. Not announcement, just one appeal to all of you that these elections are approaching, and I want each one of you to vote. No matter what party you vote for, but this is a sacred right. एक बार वोट आपने वोट नहीं किया और सरकार काम नहीं करती, ये लोग काम नहीं करते, वो लोग काम नहीं करते, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. यू वोट एंड यू हैव इट. जो भी आपका वो होगा. जस्ट वन एग्जांपल आई वांटेड टू गिव. सो निरंजन on 13th May in Pune, there is an election, that is voting is going to happen. So his name in the voting list appeared in Pune constituency, whereas he lives in Bowdhan. So that was in Aunch where he previously used to live. Now he has shifted to Bowdhan, and Bowdhan comes under Baramati, where the voting is going to happen on 7th of May. So he has changed his constituency and made sure that 7th voting is going to happen, and he is able to vote because he is leaving for USA on 9th. In that case, he wouldn't have been able to vote for vote in his constituency, which comes in Pune. So now, since he has shifted it to Bowden, he will be able to vote. So follow the leader. Vote. So he has taken special effort to make sure that he is able to vote. ऐसा कोई आपको करना है कुछ तो करो, वोट करो. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. That was great. I mean, I'm sure we're all spellbound. But then we have to move on. And I have something very special for you, ladies and gentlemen, now. So for the next session, I'd like to call the Head Marketing and Corporate Communications, Mr. Piyush Srivastava, to take the lead and take us forward from here.
Good evening. Good evening. I know I'm towards the fag end of the presentation, but whenever I come, I ensure that we have some sound. So, good evening. Same intensity here. Good evening. Hosur, Jamshedpur, Sitarganj, Dharwad. Are we daydreaming or are we, because the concept is dream. So, I'm sure we are daydreaming and not in our sleep. No, you're waving hats. Good. So, just taking the lead from that, gratitude and ambition, higher targets, and celebrating failure. So I think this announcement that you just made, probably this is celebration of failure, right? We could not reach 2,500. It is still a celebration, isn't it? Yes? Smiles on your face, come on. मैं तो सोच रहा हूँ क्या क्या करूँगा मैं. आप नहीं सोच रहे हो? मैं सोच रहा हूँ. Anyways, आप भी सोचो. Communication, my favorite topic. Communication is the basis of human evolution. Do you agree to this? Yes? Yes, I fear it. I at least hear a few yes, and I'm sure you will all, even if not saying yes, you're saying yes inside. So fair enough for me to go and proceed further. We learn and evolve through communication. And that is what human being is all about, isn't it? Yes? We'll have to talk, communicate, right? See, this employee communique is an annual affair, right? We had some initiatives like, how many of you remember We Connect? There was an intra-social portal that we had. Yes? No. Fair enough. I understand we have not been very active on that, right? We have Fleet Post, which is a stopgap arrangement. So it is a quarterly internal newsletter that we have so that you have a heads up of what is happening in the organization, right? So Fleet Post, We Connect, two different objectives, definitely. The topic was dreaming, daring, and delivering. And as we are growing, the number of associates every year we see that has grown from, when we have to make arrangements, we see that the number were 420, initially 350, 400, 475. This year, I think we are provisioning for 675 people in Pune, right? So we are growing at a very, very rapid pace, both in terms of what we are doing in business and in numbers of employees, right? It is important that we are appraised of what is happening in the organization, right? And that is where the communication team dreamt that what if we can have a platform where we don't have to wait annually or quarterly to have updates. And that is where they dared and thought that let's develop an app for it. This was a thought that we contemplated in the month of December, right? And in the tenure of 3 months, we could manage to develop an app now, which will be available on Play Store and App Store for various devices, which is very internal to us. It will be having all the security features that it need to have so that this is restricted access. It will be OTP authenticated access driven, right? And this app is going to be the go-to space for all of us, all the time, anytime, real time, whenever you want to have that update. So now, if there is a message that, thank you, sir. I think only sir was happy about it because he was talking to me always that Piyush, 1 year is a long time. Why do we need to wait for 1 year to talk? And most of the time it is a monologue. Right? So how do we have the dialogue established? Right now, this app is definitely a powerful tool that you are going to have in your hand anytime, every time, wherever you are, as I said. This is going to be your go-to space for all the updates that the key functions and the leadership team wants to give whenever they have an update. So we don't have to really wait for a mail coming from the communication desk or from the HR. It will be sent instantly over this app to you, and you will get a notification on your phone. So instant, just like that. Yeah? That's one part. The second part is, we know that there are a lot of traits that each one of us has, apart from the professional traits that we have. On the personal front, I know TSG wants to and is crazy about golf. So he goes, plays personal golf tournament. He want to publish a moment of the golf tournament, he can go and do that on the app right away while playing golf, if you are allowed to use the mobile, but be mindful. Don't miss your shot, please. Otherwise, you will blame me for your handicap. So, you can do that. You can post your images, your hobbies, your personal achievement, your professional achievement, whatever you have on those WeConnect app. There people can like, share, comment, and you can also share from there to your social media pages. So that is something that is quite possible on that app. You will have groups. Now these groups definitely will be monitored by the admin. So please use it appropriately. Although you can be not necessarily very professional on that front in terms of discussion, so you will have groups like cricket, hobbies, photography, or whatever. I mean, there are multiple groups. If you want to create some group, you can talk to the admin of the comms app, and then you can create a group as well. Now, this is just a few of the key features that I'm talking about. For the launch of the logo and the app is ready. In the next 2 days, it will be on the Play Store and App Store for you to download, and you will be able to start using it with the manual that we are going to share. I would like to call upon NK and SKK on the stage, please. Can we have that launch jogad? Yeah, thank you. You will have to press that buzzer when. There's a wire also. Yeah. No, this is not the app. App will be on your phone. It is not a cherry also. It's a buzzer. Does it look like a buzzer? Yeah, this cake is for the celebration. I'll tell you when to press. Are we ready to press? Yeah? Please. We'll have a quick preview video of also this, how the app looks like, and then we'll see a real-time sign in on the app. Okay. So can we have the quick preview of the app? How does it look? No. I want the video first. is just a short preview. I'm sure this is going to be very engaging because we have tried that. Before we have the actual app, this thing, I would like Akanksha and Vimran to... Yeah.
People, what is Flip?
Yeah, it was written. So it is linked, FleetGuard filter linked internal platform. So this is going to be your lip service also. Okay. So start using it as much as you can. Vimran and Akanksha on the stage. These two people have, from the comms team, have worked hard in developing this app in just 3 months' time, with all testing and everything done. Please tell sir, how do we go on the app, please? Vimran, can you use it on the phone? Tell sir. Let him log in. So you put your employee ID. That's Vimran's ID, I guess. Yeah. 556. You have written it wrong. Do it again. Retype it. Yeah, hold on. It's happening. Are we connected to the internet? Yes. So that's a real-time login on the app. You can just flip around maybe. You can flip around, sir. So this is the notification page where you will have all the notifications from any key functions, HR, IT, finance. This is a key function which keep communicating, right? Like some investment declarations or whatever. So don't have to wait for the mail. Those people who don't have the access to email, you definitely have an employee code, and your employee code is going to be the unique ID for your sign-in. So everybody has the employee ID code.
Very, very active.
Yeah. And if you touch on WeConnect,
So it's really going to be the time pass. जैसे इनके बोलते हैं ना टाइम पास का और एक टूल है ये.
yeah. So they are still showing some pages, I guess. So it's on a personal fund. So Vimran, I think, has posted yesterday night on her
Vimran का पेट है पेट.
Vimran's pet, yeah. So if you just pull it up, yeah. So you can do whatever you want to. You want to share anything, you can share it on WeConnect. So do that, please. I think we've lost the app connectivity. Fair enough. Thank you so much. I would like you guys to stay
Good
back.
job. Good job. Good job, Vikram.
Good job.
And Akanksha.
There's one more launch. Soft launch. There's another launch. So wait back. This time no buzzer. It's just the... This is on... Sir, mera gadget hai. So, this was on the internal platform. For the external platform also, what we've done is we have revamped our website. The website is now revamped, keeping the SEO perspective in mind. As we were talking about, that people are going to search, as KK was telling few slides back or few minutes back, that people want to know about you. There are candidates, there are stakeholders that who are trying to know more about what FleetGuard is doing. And we thought that it was more than 5 years when we had done our last website. And now we have revamped it, considering the latest technology, the codings, the search engine optimization, so that we are top of the search whenever somebody puts in filtration. That's the kind of level that we are trying to attain. So you put filters, filtration, and the first name that appears in India in Google search is FleetGuard Filters Private Limited. Yeah. And for that, of course, Shalini and Vedvati, I would like to call upon. This was also done on a very, very short duration. These people were instrumental in developing the website. And where is that slider, sir? Slide change आपने दे दिया? Okay. No, you stand there. You've done a good job. Let people see what you have done. So, are we ready for the soft launch of the website? Let me know when you're ready. So people virtually there, you've got the app. Are you happy about it? Silently they're happy because we have made them mute. Are we ready, Pratik? Yes? Okay. नहीं अभी तो slide ही नहीं है. हाँ. 1 second. हाँ, okay. Not of them. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you, Vedvati. I would like, thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. I would like to make a mention, yeah, sorry. I would like to make a mention of our IT team here, Mr. Motilal, Devendra Patil, Yogesh. All these people have helped us to ensure that, the sites are secured. The app testing, the VAPT testing, the website is on hold for launch because we want to do the VAPT testing. IT team are on their toes to do this. We couldn't launch it today. It was a soft launch because of the app, because we launched that and then we had to wait for the VAPT testing, which requires some time and some rigorous work of testing. So it will be available in, I think, another max 10 days time. So we'll do a communication around it on the app. So follow the app to know when the website is going to get live. The app is going to be available on your Play Store and your App Store in next 2 days. Yeah? Yeah, Vimran and Akanksha, will that be available? Yeah, I'm making a commitment on this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You have a great evening. Akanksha, back to you.
Okay, thank you. That was very exciting. So now coming to the next part, like I said, that we would probably have a lot of questions, and I'm sure that there will be people who would want to ask a lot of questions. So to answer the questions, I would like to call up on stage Weber Pathak, sir. He's the Assistant Vice President, Operations and Production. And Tarun Dham sir, he's the Associate Vice President for Technical Marketing and Engineering. And while they come up on stage, I'd like to keep, our colleagues in different locations updated, because you will get the privilege of asking questions first.
Okay, before we take questions, I would like to share my feelings about today's session. Every year we look forward for this communication, and now with these apps, we are going to connect more. But looking at this today's theme, it reminded me of something. It reminded me of a very famous speech. If you go on net and check, the most famous speech ever is "I Have a Dream," and it's written by Martin Luther King. Why I liked it is the same theme of dream is taken today, and in that speech, why it felt heartfelt to everyone was he talked about emotions. He talked about dreaming that two whites and two blacks are playing together in the backfield. Same way when N.K. sir told about dream, although he talked about 5,000 crores in 3 years, he also talked about celebrating failure. Whenever we work, we always have a feeling that what if I fail? So he has given us liberty, freedom to fail, and I think we should make most out of it. So a great speech, N.K. sir, and it also reminded me of a second book which I'm reading right now is Man's Search for Meaning. In that, this is a book written by a survivor who was 3 years in concentration camp, and he said he could only survive because all his other friends, their dreams were short. They were dreaming that the war will end and they will go back home for celebrating Christmas. It did not happen, and many of them died. But he kept his dreams different, intangible. So that's why I love the dream is celebrating failure, which is not in numbers, but which is a long-term feeling, a long-term goal of diverse efforts that we all should do. Thank you.
Does anybody from Dharwad have any questions? Sir is open to take that. Please, can you unmute yourself and ask your questions? Okay. I think nobody is prepared with any questions. So should I move forward to Sitarganj, or you want me to come back again? Okay, so Sitarganj it is. Do you have any questions?
No question.
Okay, we move forward. Do we have any questions from Jamshedpur? Rest of the
Hello.
locations, please mute. Yeah, thank you.
Myself, Arindam Bishwas from Jamshedpur location. I have some queries about operations matter to Pathak sir. My first queries is number one, is there any scope or plan to integrate job or MIP with the machine or workstation, and job will be closed on real-time basis without manual interruption? And my second question is there any scope or plan to integrate machine or workstation with ERP system, not in data logger, to monitor real-time performance of machine and collect real-time data? Thank you.
Okay, wonderful question, Arindam. And coming it from a finance background is really encouraging. I liked it. And this is the one question which I have been asking myself for last 2 years. Because right now we are saying stay tuned with technology, stay tuned with what is happening everywhere. But at the same time, we should be very mindful what is logical and applicable to us. What gives value to the competitive advantage that we have promised to our customer is most important. So connecting machine to ERP will give me some information, but is it really relevant? Having robots and cobots, I can do it just by increasing capex, but is it relevant? So what I could think and come out in last 2 years, rather than going on full automation, uh, it is very important because India is known as low labor cost, and with low labor cost, there are some other benefits like changeover times and other things reduction. So if I can keep the same competitive advantage of availability with low labor cost, but if I can ensure that none of the labor can make mistakes, then it would have much more advantage than just connecting the machine to ERP and getting information, because we are all our plants are almost single piece flow. So we are working on something, Arindam, which is called as a digital SOP. And in digital SOP, there would be two things. Either the operator would be wearing a AR/VR, or there would be a projector on his desk. The projector will have two things, or the AR/VR will have two things. One is the action guidance, so it will beam at the work job which area he has to work. That means the nut and bolt. Or in his AR/VR, he could see that he has to work in this area. And while working, if he makes a mistake, that would be captured. And I can just give you example of your own line in Jamshedpur. If you look at the assembly line, how much capex we have invested to make the line foolproof for Pokayoke. But if I have this kind of technology, I need not have a job specific fixtures. Any operator can change, but still he cannot make a mistake, and that's how I keep competitive advantage. So to answer your question, looking at the appropriate technology, rather than going for MES, we are rather going for adopting other technology, which is action guidance and action recognition, which is very low cost, and it takes out the skill of our operator, and that's why we are going ahead with it. Thank you.
I think the only location left is Hosur. Hosur, do you have any questions? Yes, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello. Sir, good evening. This question to Tarundam, sir. Sir, on the diversification, in case I told we are going in venture into the passenger vehicle, are we not missing this two-wheeler segment, sir?
Step by step, Kiran Govan. We'll take the passenger car first, and then probably in some time, a dream for two-wheelers will also come.
Because the volume is very, very high.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
The volume is very, very high. That's why.
You cannot hear me?
I'm talking about volume. Volume of two-wheeler is
Oh,
very high.
volume. Yes, it is high, so is passenger car. We'll get there.
Thank you, sir.
Going step by step is to reduce your load. If you just do everything together, I know how much load will be on you. You can imagine.
Thank you.
Okay, now that we've done with the locations, I think people present here should get an opportunity. Anybody here, please raise your hands and we'll circulate the mic. Any questions from Pune? Yeah, I see somebody raising their hand there. Can we please pass the mic there?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Very well presentation by MK sir and SKK sir. And congratulations to IT and communication team for the fantastic app and website. So in NK sir's presentation, sir mentioned about the new market exploration. So my question is regarding that, like what will be our next strategy to take it forward? Because in commercial market segment, Fleetguard is at the top, and Fleetguard is a brand name already there. So in initiate with the new market, whether we want to start from scratch using internal infra and resources, or whether we want to acquire some newly established startups or organization to be a leader in the new market segment area.
We keep it simple. We build our own capability. New markets, it's our own capability we built upon. How is in the works right now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, I see somebody there. He wants to ask a question.
Good evening, sir. I would like to ask a question that if it is possible to implement LinkedIn e-learning courses for the organization, because that platform has many technical and non-technical courses which will be available to all the employees so they can enhance their own skills, functional skills, which would add the value to organization, if it is possible. Thank you.
Definitely your suggestion is most welcome. I think HR team and the training development team, I remember a few months back or years back, they were also talking to Udemy and other platforms where we can have a membership login with them and have people multiple access to diverse trainings. But I'm not the right person to answer, but yes, I could answer on their behalf that they are definitely taking it seriously, and if you have any suggestions, you can talk to them. But yes, training and development of people is the most important thing I would consider. Thank you.
We have time just for one last question. Anybody? Yeah, I see two hands, but we can take only one, probably. Yeah, okay. We'll take both of them.
So, my question is related to learning and education. So, my question is related to learning and education, wherein I feel we can go for functional excellence initiative, similar to what Cummins had a few years back, which will have this learning across the horizontal functions, because we are normally divided into verticals. So horizontally, if we have functional excellence roads that can connect the like-minded technologies across horizontal roads. Actually, did you understood?
Yes, Praveen, we'll look into that, and I'll ask Sanjay Kulkarni to take it forward.
See, I'll try to answer both the questions. Earlier question also about the e-learning. See, if you go to YouTube, then whatever question that you have, be it on technology, be it on anything else, you have so many videos already uploaded there that there is hardly anything that is left out. So if you have any specific interest about learning about anything, you can just go. I'm not आपको मैं ये नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but you go there, try to understand what the knowledge that is already available on the YouTube. In spite of that, if you think anything else is required, you can always get in touch with Devkar or Mane. But then lot of knowledge is available there. About second question on functional excellence. See, as you must be knowing, we have been following TOC. Okay, functional excellence may fall in line with TOC or may not fall in line with TOC. See, functional excellence is a could be a local optima. So TOC के अंदर हम लोग कहाँ पे काम करते हैं? Where do we work on constraints? So functional excellence जरूरत नहीं है कि वो जो आप functional excellence की बात कर रहे हैं वो constraint है कि नहीं है. अगर वो constraint है तो हम लोग functional excellence क्या है, trees क्या है, lean क्या है, everything we will put on that one particular constraint provided it's a constraint. नहीं तो lean या कोई भी ऐसा initiative जो चलता है which runs across the organization, which runs fantastically, you will be a fantastic functional excellence leader, but you will not be sure whether that knowledge will actually benefit the organization or not benefit the organization. So we have always been doing a constraint study. Constraint अगर है तो constraint पे हम लोग काम करेंगे. Constraint नहीं है तो हम लोग सोचेंगे कि काम करना है और कंपनी को इसका कितना फायदा हो सकता है. You got the answer? Hello? Thank you.
I would like to elaborate on the same point again. I was just talking to someone on a similar but a different topic. Whether in today's relevance of short films or iShots, books are relevant. But if you see the trends, because everything is available on YouTube, as you said. But if you see the trends, there are two trends. One is micro videos and second is movies are going to Netflix with a series. So when the content cannot be compressed, you see 7 or 10, 18 episode series. So it depends on how much depth you want to go into the topic. If you really find that it is not available and necessary for the constraint training, we can go to any depth to ensure that you get that training. Thank you.
Hi, sir. This might be my last question. So, as we are NK sir and we have decided to save some costs. So, in terms of Kaizen, I think we are down the line. I could see in plans and all Kaizen boards are there, but many where it is not implemented. If we promote it, we could at least get a 5% out of it for our overall cost savings and other things like implementing solar power panels on our new upcoming plans, and in some small areas like water supply where we are using canned waters, we can fix aqua guards and save manpower as well and the vehicle which are used on daily basis. So can it be implemented in plans?
Okay, I will answer this. Definitely, again, as per TOC, we work on constraint, but Kaizen is definitely promoted in all our shops. We call it as P tags. And P is for problem and P is for prospect. So if you see a problem or if you see an opportunity, you have to book a P tag. And then we have to execute and solve. And it is in hard copy on the shop. At the same time, we maintain it on the server as a database. But I was thinking on one more thing, like you said, suggestions. I was reading a book as Japanese Way of Management, and it's written by National Panasonic. And what they say is, in the suggestion scheme, whatever suggestions are given, there is a prize, and we have already defined the Kaizen awards based on the improvements that is done. My role or a top management role is to look at the Kaizens or the suggestions which are discarded. Because there was a case in National Panasonic when there was a suggestion that every employee is coming a little late because all the people driving in the village were to stop at one point to see the news on this display and then they used to come. Can we do something about it? And the Panasonic, all guys said, we have to discard it. It has nothing to do with our business. But then they developed a fantastic product, which is transistors, and they made millions out of it. So we will definitely activate our suggestion scheme. but first priority is constraint, and there would be a team to scrutinize the other things. Thank you.
I think somebody at Jamshedpur wanted to ask a question. Can you please? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Uday Sharma from Kolabira. Good evening, sir. I would like Good evening, sir. What I would like to emphasize is, like, can we have members from Confederation of Indian Industries or ACMA or ASQ, American Society of Quality, where that we can get some platform to participate in their competitions. So it can give a edge to us. Can we have that?
Now, they definitely, we welcome this whenever you want, or any employee of us, we want to participate as an organization in any platform related to plant operations and other forums. We should do it. One, because we can exhibit our strength, but most important is we can learn from other competition or people who are also competing. So definitely we welcome that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think we have covered most of the questions. Thank you, sirs. Thank you for your time and answering all our queries. I'd like Tarun sir to wait back. No. Okay, sir, I want you to say the word of thanks because we've all been very good audience.
My responsibility is for vote of thanks. But before that, I'd like to say something. So, dream, dare, and deliver. NK, you gave a dream, right? You said 3 years, 5,000 crores, right? So we accept that challenge. I don't know how difficult it is, but I think keep your head down, we'll do it. Right? Marketing team. Louder, yeah? That's it. So we take this dare, and in 3 years' time, we should deliver. Thank you. So, word of thanks. I take this opportunity to thank the hotel management team, the IT team. The lady is here to join us. And we just mentioned a dream, so we'll have to support us in working towards that dream. The HR team, the event management team, thank you all very much. And of course, our own marketing and communication team. Thank you for the wonderful evening. I think there's a lot of knowledge we have shared on this platform here. And we have 1 year to look forward and 3 years to deliver. Thank you.